This is Multiplaying, episode 34, recorded on Friday, May 21st, 2010.
Did people already do Batman Pants Asylum?
God. Alright, we're gonna have to stop that shit.
You guys started it.
Nah.
Yeah, you did. You really did. Actually, Steve, you were the first multiplayer to take part in the pants gaming phenomenon today. So, the whole thing with this pants thing is in Twitter today. They were doing games, and you insert the word pants into the title, and that's what everyone did all day at work today. So, it was fun.
You can't just add it. You have to replace one word.
That's what I meant. I meant that, and you guys knew that. Tell Paz you knew that.
I knew that.
Pants May Cry 4.
Shut up, Paz.
Like Pants Age Origins.
Or Grand Theft Pants.
Bionic Pants.
Bionic Pants. And cut.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
Are we ready to do this?
No, that was
ready.
it. We're done.
Oh, we that's a show.
All right, Prince.
Good, because I need a drink.
Easy weekend. Oh, you gotta go get a drink?
No, I have
Oh.
drinks.
And I was telling John and Brian I was a little bit late because I had no internet until about 5 till 9 because a storm knocked out my the AC adapter to our router. So yay!
Were you shitting your pants?
I was, because I had no way of like getting your guys' phone numbers because it was in my email, I think. So
I've told you to
Right.
write that down.
I
Were
know,
you like
yes, I know.
Were you looking at your computer and then turning around and you had your family all looking at you? You're like, oh God, I hate them.
I was doing one of these, and then like seeing if I whipped around fast enough, if the internet would come back.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
working.
like the Kids in the Hall sketch. You ever see that one where his car wasn't working, and they couldn't get it going, and his wife was like turning the key, and he was walking up. He's like, "Well, I guess we are gonna rent a movie. Just stay at home. Try it now."
You know,
And he ended up finding out that there was a neighbor kid like dicking around in the engine. He opened up the engine. There's a kid in there.
the new Kids in the Hall, by the way, terrible.
I'm sure.
Is the new Kids in the Hall?
Yeah, they did
Same.
a mini-series, an 8-part mini-series called, I'd have to look it up, but it was unwatchable.
The show is called Oh Fuck, I have to look it up.
That sounds bad. They
The whole
probably
show,
do.
the whole show, the cast
good.
just sits around and goes, "What was the
funny thing that we did.
what was that? You know what I'm talking about." Wait, I'll look it up.
Funny thing.
I think
sounded
that's what
like
happened
Google.
during the writing.
All right,
Pants in
there's
the
a
Hall.
pants
All
in the hall. All right, welcome to Multiplaying, everybody. This is a show you've been waiting for 2 weeks, right? You know you wanted it.
You
We
haven't
should
been able to sleep?
We should probably explain why we took a 2-week break and why we're going to be taking bi-weekly breaks.
It's summer.
It's summertime. We do this
Hey!
every year, but we've never told anybody about it. So you guys kind of just were left hanging in the summertime, but we're going to tell you this summer that we're going to go to a bi-weekly recording system. We always try to do it weekly. Every summer we go, no, we can do it, and we can't. We all have too much going on, and we can't. So, blah, blah, blah. That's just it.
But
we're still going to do a live show every week.
indeed,
So those are going to be called like half shows. Like next Friday will be 34.5. We still do a full show, but it's just live.
yeah,
And
it's a lot more dicking around.
yeah, it's a little more relaxed than this, if you can believe it. And we just don't record it because then we don't have to edit. The editing is actually what takes all the time and why we can't do the show every week in the summer. So look for weekly shows again in September, but we will be doing bi-weekly shows throughout the summer, so keep us on your subscription list.
We're not fading, bitches.
No, this is what we do. We got stuff. I got a house to clean, people.
That's right.
They will take
But-
my child away.
Got to clean under that fridge twice a
They've
week.
been here.
Yeah.
You gotta clean under the fridge?
I clean under the fridge.
Apparently shit happens under there.
Jason's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's dirty under here.
I've...
No, that doesn't exist under there.
I agree.
I pull out the stove, I scrub down the side. Yeah, I'm weird.
Like once every 6 months, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, fuck.
I do the stove once a month and the fridge once a month.
You're awesome.
Welcome
No.
to...
We have
welcome
2
to-
dogs.
Welcome to keep your house cops out of your
Multi-cleaning.
house.
Yeah, multi-cleaning.
Podcast. Welcome to keep
I
police out of
find
your
a
home.
mix of pine sol and hot water.
Welcome to OCD Cast. I'll be right back after I put my shoes on and off 5 times. Anyways, if you couldn't already tell, we have Shannon.
Hi.
Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Jason.
Hey.
And who's that? It's John.
Hello.
It's been a couple weeks, so we've had a lot of gaming. The gaming section will probably be immense. What have you been playing, Brian, since we haven't had you on in a while?
Since I was last on, I went through a bout of hardcore WoW. Well, not really hardcore. Yeah, I just decided to take up my Warlock that I used to be my main. I played tons and tons of, but I left wallowing at level 72 and run up to level 80, and then started using the random dungeon finder and went through about 2 to 3 weeks of solid dungeon running, getting tons of gear, and got my character up to the point where I probably got as good as gear I can get without going into a raid. And now that I'm there, I'm bored again.
Can you explain a little bit? Because I've heard about that thing, but I don't know exactly what it is.
It's pretty awesome. So what happens is you call up the dungeon finder, you select one of 4 roles, which is obviously a DPS, tank, heals, and there's that 3. DPS, tank, heals. All right, the 4th one is leader. You can also say that you would like to lead the party. And within like 15 minutes, you've got 4 other people to run a dungeon with you. And it's kind of weird because nobody talks. At first, everybody will just say hi, and then unless something fucks up completely, you just run through the entire dungeon, which takes about 15 minutes without saying a damn word to anybody. It's totally antisocial, but at the end of the day, you've got your run done, and you've got some badges and some gear and some XP if you're still leveling, and it's a pretty awesome little system. One of the big things for me that stopped me from playing was I got to a point where I leveled too slow, and the rest of my guildmates were far ahead of me, and for me to find a group was a bit difficult, and so I just kind of got bored of sitting around and looking for groups, and that totally solves this. You get your groups almost immediately. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I heard a lot of people can actually level through this system, right from level 1 all the way to level 80.
No joke.
Yeah, so it's a pretty smart little system. I think they're probably using the same sort of algorithm because they also match up skill. They match up your gear level, all that kind of thing. So it's probably something they did in this around the same time that they did the StarCraft 2. There's a system for that pairs you with people who are of the same sort of skill level you are. So
yeah, and I've heard nothing but good things about that. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome. So played that and gotten a little bored. I'll probably go back. I just needed a bit of a break, and during that break, I've been playing Guild Wars.
Cool.
Yeah, which is a lot of...
Guys are doing a weekly group, aren't you?
We did. We tried some PvP with, I can never remember. Kennermock? Is that how we say it?
Kennermock,
yeah. Adam. He's an old Guild Wars pro, so he got myself, and gosh, who else was there? There was... I'm sorry, everybody who was there. I can't remember your names.
You're
all
not
great.
memorable. You know what? You don't have to apologize to them. They should be more memorable.
Yeah. They should
Fantastic.
Was Saya there?
It was definitely Saya, and it was Coolit.
Oh,
There we
okay,
go.
cool.
It all came back to me. And they are
There
very
you go.
memorable. They were great.
I'm kidding. I'm just
We
trying
we
to cover
rolled up some insta level 20s, and which is kind of cool because they give you instant gear, and you build up your sort of skills like there on the fly, and then we just started doing some PvP and got our asses kicked. And and totally trash talk too. After each, because literally we lasted a minute and a half.
Oh, that's how you're gonna kill me? Oh man, you suck.
Was pretty much it. One comment was, I haven't seen that skill in 4 years.
That's awesome.
Good sign.
That is badass.
Yeah. So, but it was fun to learn it, and I think we're gonna give it a try again. But I'm having fun with the PvE. Funny enough, as much of a PvP game as that is, I like the PvE because I can go in. Yeah, and I can pause and.
With the champions that they let you have, it's more fun than just soloing PvE. And isn't it right now you can get like the whole trilogy for like $20?
I think it's back up to 20. No, I can't remember. No, I paid $39.
Like 20 or 30? Oh, it's 40?
Yeah, they had it on sale for $29
okay.
on Steam for a little while. Or no, it was Amazon. But I ended up picking it up because I only had the original game, which I bought at launch. And never really played, but I wanted to get some of the add-ons and get heroes to be able to play with. So
yes, that's a huge part of that game.
Yeah,
the heroes and Guild Wars 2 coming up. That seems to be, if you want to prepare for that, you got to have that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Everything I'm seeing about Guild Wars 2 has got me is giving me a hard on. So I thought I'd get in on. Some Guild Wars 1 action and get a little bit more into the lore. So, yes, a nerd borner. And that's what I've been playing.
Okay, Steve kind of sucks at this. He never asks, what are you drinking?
I do suck at that because I don't drink anything.
I'm drinking Ogre Load.
Are you
No.
You taking that whole thing?
Goes down smooth.
You're gonna get your stomach
Wait,
pumped.
I want to see you take a drink of it.
No, honestly, I'm drinking, actually I've got 2 bottles open here. I'm drinking blueberry cider and peach cider from growers, wherever they are. So.
Are you like, dude, pouring one in your mouth and the other in your mouth and like...
Oh, I was going to say you pouring one in your mouth and one in your vagina, but...
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello, John.
Greetings.
What you been playing the last week or so? Well, first, since I suck at this, what are you drinking?
I am drinking sake.
Is it? I heard it was bad sake.
I don't know.
Did you warm it?
It says to serve it chilled right here on the bottle, actually.
Well, there's certain kinds you can serve chilled, but yeah, the ones like you get in the restaurants and stuff, you usually get warm sake.
So what you're saying is I got shitty sake.
No, I've been to really good restaurants where they had chilled sake and it was good. But you don't like it, I'm taking it. I heard you talk smack about the sake.
No, it tastes great. It has some lavender and cherry blossom flavors to it.
Yeah?
Yep. So I also have some sand in my vagina as well, Grok. So
we already knew that.
Although it's
exotic sand.
Although it's sake, not fucking cider. So I don't know.
What's wrong with cider?
I know.
Way to rip on him when you're a total bitch.
Joking. I was just calling out the fruitiness of it, but all right.
I'm so pedestrian.
So what have you been playing with your sake?
The 3 same as the previous freaking month. Also, I recently picked up Split Second and Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, you went Split Second over Blur?
Blur's not out yet, bro.
Oh, of course. Why would you wait to buy anything? It's out now. I need to buy this. It's out now.
I thought Blur was out. It's not?
No, it's out next week.
Oh, snap.
Blur's out on the 25th.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, come on, man. Split Second's fun, man. Especially if you get on some of the online where you have players that actually use their powers, not like the AI. It gets pretty insane where the track keeps changing like almost every lap, and it's freaking awesome. Like, I don't even know how to explain it because you'll be driving along, like for example, there's the airport map, and you're driving along, and all of a sudden this airplane just crashes all along the runway, closes off that side. You have to dodge it first of all, and then go down another path that just opened up if you're lucky enough not to get crashed on top of. And then that has changed. And then if someone else uses the power play again on another round, another lap around, something else changes, like freaking truck comes and blocks another. It's crazy.
Is he talking about the one I didn't like?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that one.
It seemed like it got old pretty quick. I was debating between that and Blur.
I want to play Blur. Blur seems better.
I'm looking forward to Blur more.
Yeah.
But Split Second
What,
is like...
what are you guys going to buy Blur on? Because I
like-
need more 360 friends, but...
Fuck 360.
What's wrong
I
with
have a 360 account, though.
I have
a
it pre-ordered on PS3.
Let me... Okay. 360 still has a more than 50% red ring fail rate. The fuck
No,
you
no,
buying
I
a
know
360?
that, but I don't know. But more people I know have a 360. That's the problem. Like, if I want to play a game where I want to play with people, I don't know people that have a PS3.
If I want to play with people, I'll play on my PC.
Exactly.
But then I'd play with you guys.
I know.
Ha! And there's the problem.
I'm trying to avoid this.
Yeah,
thought
why don't
you
you
don't
friend
own
me,
a
you
360?
bitch? Friend me on 360.
Because I don't fucking have one.
Go figure out a way to friend me. I need friends.
Basically, this is what happened. I had a 360, and I was like, cool. And then it was like, piece of shit, so then I just threw it away and bought a PS3.
You didn't throw it away.
You just like picked it up and put it in the garbage. You're such a liar.
I threw it away. I threw
Took it in
that
the
shit.
bath with you.
I bet you we did.
I did. I pulled an Office Space on it. I pulled out a big old sledgehammer. I was like, fuck you, Xbox. Bought a PS3.
You did not smash it. I bet you threw it in the garbage, but I don't think you smashed it.
All right, you don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you what happened.
No, yeah. No.
He peed on it.
No, I lit it on fire.
I played it like Jimi
I took a
Hendrix.
shit on it.
Dump on it.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
What you drinking?
We have... You can't see the separation, but black and tans.
All right.
See, that's,
Both of-
that's
Badass.
Both of you have that,
Yeah.
so I don't
it
have
is
to
awesome.
ask him. All
Let's go.
right.
Live, you know, if you join us live, you can see the beauty of the black and tan mugs.
I bet
hell is
that's
a
what
black
Ogre
tan?
Load really looks like.
Gross.
Hey,
Creamy.
it's good stuff.
What the hell is a
Anywho.
black and tan, by the way?
It is Guinness and Bass.
Are those both beers?
Yes.
Wow.
We're such a girl sometimes.
Now, one of them is cranberry juice, and the other is tampons.
Because then you would try it.
Yeah.
What kind of flowers do they make that beer with?
Yeah. If it's roses, I'm out.
Made with 4 kinds of apples, but it's not officially a cider.
and calla lilies. But
Hello, lilies.
what you playing, Shannon?
I am playing. Got a new computer.
I
Got a new
know.
headset.
And you're not on that computer right now.
No, I am on my old computer, which I gave to my
Still trying to
son.
figure that out.
Yeah, and that's why you get the cool, you know, weird. You can see Jason back there, and you can see him on your screen. It's wonderful. But I've been switching over files, switching over movies, music. So no time for games. Cleaning up my iTunes folder has been fun because my folder was fine because I keep a very tidy iTunes folder. But then I said, well, while I'm doing this, I'll snag what Jason's got. And I snagged what my friend Amy had, my friend Amber had, and I ended up with Jason's iTunes is plagued with like doubles and triples in the same folders and
I really like that song.
it was really like it's
I like hearing it
really
every
Want to
day.
weird.
listen to it again.
So I bought it 5 times.
Increase the odds it'll come up on random.
Well, I think because he got a new computer a few months ago, so I think what he did was he probably did some sort of import, and then when he did a copy, it probably instead of just overwriting it, if you have like one thing different in the file, it will make you a new copy. Like so maybe that's what happened. And then my friend Amy had a lot of music I really liked, and so I thought, well, I'll do an exchange, and I gave her a bunch of music she wanted, and I was going to take a bunch of her music, but she is on a Mac. Everyone else is on a PC here. She was able to listen to all of my music I purchased through iTunes, you know, and gave to her on her thing. No problem, la la la. But because she purchased her items on a Mac through iTunes, there's something in the file that recognizes it, and it asks me every time for the password. Or her password specifically. So I couldn't steal her music. Stupid iTunes and their anti-thieveriness, but... You just got to drink the Kool-Aid, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. Let's see what else. Oh, one thing I have been playing a lot of today specifically is Words with Friends, and Zombie Skittles is it's a blog, and he had a funny one. If you go to zombieskittles.com/ragequit, it's actually really funny. It's about someone who got a 100-point word on him, and it is why he rage quits on Words with Friends, and it is funny how angry you can get at that game, because you could be doing pretty good, keeping up within 10, 20 points of that person, and then bam, and you're like, son of a bitch. I can't catch them. But anyway, I tried a bit of STO, Star Trek Online.
And
I'm gonna give it some more time.
oh, you are.
Yeah.
First impressions though did not sound promising.
Well, the first impressions were I had a brand new computer, and so then when we put, Star Trek Online on, I had a lot of problems with, what was it, with the trial? Like, there was like a whole missing file that didn't download properly or something, and so then I just bought it to like get away from that problem. And then they had this big graphics glitch. It was like awful, and then we finally figured that out.
Perfect storm of suck.
And then
And of course, it happened to Zelly, of all people.
Yes.
And Star Trek and I have a history of, they really need to win me over before I will admit to liking any of it. So all you guys really love it though, so I was trying to persevere, and put about 8 hours into it before I liked my first mission. But I really liked that mission, and I kind of see that the differences, I need to like really learn them and make them second nature so that I can enjoy the game more. I feel like the UI kind of pulls me out of the immersion of the game because I have to think about it so much. Whereas other games and MMOs, like especially fantasy MMOs, they all tend to use the same UI, and it's very intuitive at this point in playing, where I can get into the story in the game and not think about the controls and stuff. But on the other hand, lately MMOs, I've been burning out on them so quickly because they are more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. So maybe the difference is good, and maybe if I give it some more time, it'll pay off.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, I think all of us except for John maybe had bad initial thoughts on it. I hated my first time I played it. I wasn't so sure about the second time I played it, but once I got past a certain barrier, I started enjoying it. So I don't know.
My initial impressions were so bad that I don't even want to try it again. It ranks in my top 5 of like terrible impressions of an MMO.
I agree. I did a trial, like just character creation, and after character creation, like I zoned into the one place, and the pathing was so City of Heroes. I was just like, done.
It is.
Been there, done that. I've seen all this before, and I didn't even give it a chance. I didn't even get out the door. I was just done. Yep. So it was, it's funny how certain developers have that style, and you can recognize it right away. And it's not that and I like City of Heroes. City of Heroes. It was really fun to play, but only in like 2-week increments for me. Not anything I could really hang on to. But like I said, it's really more, if you guys weren't playing this, there'd be no way I'd stick with it. It's all because you guys are doing it. I'd much rather go back to war, but I'll play this out until you guys go back.
That's all you
fish.
Jason, what you been playing?
I've been playing Star Trek Online.
Oh, really? Tell us about that. What's that about?
What's it like?
I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's an online multiplayer version of Star Trek. I don't know. I'm really digging it.
You're kicking my ass in levels.
Yeah. I'm not catching up to anyone who's been playing recently, like Rare, who's insane. But
Rare plays like every day 8 hours.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
Yeah, I have the same impressions as what we talked about in beta. It sucked. And then talking to John the last couple of podcasts, how they're adding the third side got me interested in playing, and I'm really liking it. It's very, very different. And some of the things that people have talked about, how it's not like a traditional MMO, I'm liking. I don't know if that's going to be something that changes in the near future.
The one thing I kind of wanted to mention too is the storyline, the setting they put you in is I like how they incorporated the new movie, and like, Nimoy kind of does the intro, like he passed through to that to the new past, and you are still in that future that he left. So,
and actually, I don't know, you probably haven't seen this yet, Zelly, but every new zone that you go into, every new area, Nimoy actually narrates that story of the zone and further, enhances the story that you're experiencing and the quest that you're going through.
Explains the bleed through and all that.
Yeah, like every zone, like if you go into a new sector, Nimoy has a whole nother narration, like a whole nother couple paragraphs of script, I guess you could say, of story that, puts you more into it. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty sweet.
Yep.
The other thing I was asking at work, because I don't know that much about Star Trek. I've seen Star Trek 4, 2. I just recently watched The Next Generation, First Contact.
First Contact, yeah.
And and of course the new movie. And a guy at work told me to watch, what was it? Deep Space Nine, right?
Yeah,
the show.
Deep Space Nine.
The show? Yeah.
Yeah. He said it's really good and a little darker. And it will help me get into, because I'm playing a Trill, so he said the Trill are in that, so.
Oh, yeah. If you're playing a Trill, it'll put you more into the story of them.
Hot Trill.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah.
She's
Dude, Trill are sweet.
Actually started
they all
playing.
look like that.
I started recording The Next Generation off of Sci-Fi just to kind of see how that stuff carried over from times gone by, and wow, it's some cheesiness, but it's also pretty freaking awesome, and it surprises me how much of that I actually remember watching when I was growing up. So,
Doesn't
but anyways,
it, watch it again, and then you're like, oh, I remember this episode. Oh, I remember this episode too.
Yeah.
I remember that too. What
I
the
did the
hell?
same thing. Yeah, I watched a lot of Star Trek.
I know, it's exactly what I did. I was like, I cannot believe I remember all this. It's like, anyways, enough about me. It's still Jason's week. What level are you in Star Trek Online now?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did we interrupt Jason's week for once?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Hey! You fuckers!
So anyway, Steve, about Star Trek.
I'm Lieutenant Commander 3, I think, or 2, which would be level 12 or 13, if you actually translate that to something. I don't know. They're so weird with their levels that it's kind of hard to tell.
So it's 1 through 10 with a different prefix every time.
Right. So I'm level 12 or 13 is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which is what you just said. I'm just repeating it again.
Yeah. Other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Red Dead Redemption and Alan Wake, which I had a sporgy of going and turning in games and stuff.
Yeah, and something else. You got rid of a piece of hardware.
Yeah, I got rid of my PSP, which, I don't know. The thing was, okay. I went and turned it in, and he, at GameStop, they'll turn something on to see if it works and try to do it. And I'm like, oh, that battery's dead. I haven't played that in forever. And that just kind of, reinforced to me, I need to get rid of this. I'm not playing it at all. And they went and charged it, made sure it'd work. And I went and got a pretty decent price for it based off of whatever deal they had going. So I was able to get some good games. So I had Blur pre-ordered and paid off. I got Red Dead and I got Alan Wake, which I played a little bit of Red Dead, a little bit of Alan Wake. We're probably going to talk about Red Dead a little bit here. I'm sure that Steve will talk about when he's been.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Wake is pretty cool. Has anyone played it here?
I have not. I've just been going off of what you've been telling me, and it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's a survival horror type of game where you're playing this guy who's a writer who's going off into try to get some free time, and it's basically his mind fucking with him from what I've gathered so far. So you're waking up, you're having living dreams, you're going into dreams, and you're finding manuscripts that tell you what is going to happen in the game. That kind of okay, I walked through the forest and this guy came after me, and that shit actually happens in the story. And it's structured like a TV show where you got up to a cliffhanger and it'll kind of show you a cinematic, and then it will end, and then it'll be previously on Alan Wake, and it will kind of recap what's happened. And it's really a cool type of TV show type of vibe.
I don't know why, but you told me that it does the recap of the previous show, and I just think that that's so awesome. I don't know why that's so cool to me, but That
Well,
sounds
it
great.
was when it happened. I mean, because you got there and it happened, and you're like, "Oh shit! This is what." It kind of makes you feel like what happened before was really cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've only been into. I'm on the second. I think the end of the second episode right now, so I can't talk a ton about it. But I'm definitely digging it. But that's what I've been playing.
Cool. How many hours are you into Red Dead?
I am probably only about 2.5 hours. I haven't been able to do a ton of it.
What are you liking better?
Very different, but I found myself more wanting to play Red Dead right now.
Yeah, it's that is an addictive game.
Alan Wake, I mean, I think just based off of the style of the game, what I've seen so far, it's going to be over in probably like 8 hours, because that seems like the traditional type of timeline.
Yes.
Red Dead will offer you more time, so I've been I don't want to speed through Alan Wake. I want to explore Red Dead a little bit. So.
Yeah, not only that, but with Red Dead, do you know about the 100% completionist reward that you get?
Mm-mm.
You get a law marshal outfit, and essentially what that is no matter how much crime you commit, you never gain, So like when you complete 100% of the game the first time round, you get that unlocked as a costume, and you become a marshal. And then once you're a marshal, you can do all the crime you want, and it doesn't matter. Nobody can do anything. Your crime
Why am I
level
not
doesn't go up.
surprised? Because you always are the asshole in games.
You're not surprised that I would know
games?
that?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, like you always talk about, God, I want to be the badass. I want to fuck up everything and the Mass
rob
Effect-
every stagecoach, kill
Yeah.
every banker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't
whatever.
believe the shit you did in Vegas.
Yeah, that shit was pretty crazy.
We don't talk about Vegas when Steve's around. He didn't go.
Yeah.
Brian,
I don't know
why
how
did you didn't go? You were kind of new to us.
I don't know how
back
you
then.
didn't keep up, Jason.
I wasn't around.
Yeah,
He
I
was
was
there
just
then.
a listener back then.
that was
Dude.
pre-Brian days.
Dude, wow. No, it wasn't. Don't lie.
It was. It's true.
Pre-Canada.
Nuh-uh, you were always around.
You know,
was
I was thinking that when I go back and listen to like Slurm's first episode and Brian's first episode and see how that went, like why we stuck with that.
Aww.
Like,
Man.
we talk to this guy still?
Wait. No. But have you gone back to my first episode?
I edited your first episode.
Yeah.
It's burned into her brain.
Kidding.
It's like just as bad as the recent episodes.
It's just
It's
as bad
pretty
as
much the
every
same.
other episode.
There's been nothing different, yeah.
But we need to do another one. Another Las Vegas.
Another new person? Oh, another Vegas.
Yeah, we're doing CotCon 2.0.
When?
Well-
Where? How?
We're going to Florida, but that's not really a CotCon 2.0. That's
But you
just-
could join us.
You
If you
No,
really...
that's not going to be a full-fledged CotCon. I want to do Vegas again next winter.
That would be awesome.
This winter. Or I
My
guess
wife
this
would be
winter. It
No.
would be... You have plenty of time to save up.
my wife would be totally in for that. So
I know, that's the beauty of having it in Vegas, is like, if you go there and you end up hating us, there's so much to do, who cares?
Yeah.
Drink
Yeah.
through that stuff.
Yeah. You could be like, wow, I hate these bastards. I'll just
But-
disappear.
I'm in Vegas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
I'll do
meant
other
to meet
stuff.
up with you. And,
Yeah. Oh, but then we went to the show, and then I was gambling, and
Yeah,
lost
you have
my
a
house.
voice.
So then I had to win it back.
stuff, you know.
Sorry, I really like Wayne Newton. I couldn't get
Yeah.
out of that place.
We're not going to go to that, so that's a safe thing to get out of hanging out.
I'm out.
All right.
All right.
Are we doing just the massively multiplayer?
Who do we miss anybody for what have we
Yeah,
been playing?
we did.
Steve.
Fuckers.
Wait. Oh, wait. We always do that to the host. I'm sorry. Hey,
Steve.
Steve, what's your beverage this evening?
Diet Coke. Because I'm
And-
lame. I didn't have time to actually get a beverage or anything
Don't
because of my...
apologize for your beverage. I hate when people do that.
Do what?
Don't apologize for your beverage.
No. Oh, well, my reasoning for not actually having an alcoholic beverage was because I didn't...
Have alcohol.
I know. I want one.
We have kids-free weekend.
You
Hey,
do?
Indiana, do you have to go to like the beer store or liquor store to get some?
No.
You could just walk up to a normal store.
In
Yeah, Toys R
Indiana?
Us.
Oh, what I didn't know if it was like government regulated there.
Because it is
No.
Indiana.
No, the only like kicker
Like you have
with
to go
our
to like the Elsinore Brewery to get some.
That's Canada.
no, the only thing with
love it.
My friend, he drank this and he puked and he said, "Come here, get free beer."
He's a cop.
And he puked.
We are referencing Strange Brew. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Younger viewers, watchers, listeners.
the only thing with Indiana is that you can't buy alcohol on Sundays.
Oh, I didn't. I did want
stupid.
to tell you. I
We
was
have-
driving. I was driving and I heard the advertisement for the Ohio tourist and tourism thing.
Oh,
And they
yeah?
were talking about how Ohio is the place to go see mustaches. Like they were, like I am totally serious.
It's bullshit.
They were talking about like how every place is somewhere that like you can
Well,
see these
ask
mustaches.
TJ.
And I was thinking about how we've been talking about on the boards that Indiana is the mustache capital of the state. And I don't know, you guys may want to go there and start some shit. I mean, shit's going down.
I'm real close to Ohio, so might have to go throw down.
You need to go. You need to go
Hey.
correct some shit.
Hey, see if we can meet up at Tony Paco's.
We
and
could.
We'll
Next
tag
week?
team Ohio shit. Yeah.
Next week on the live show, it's gonna be like I got a Wookiee on my upper lip, like that.
It's gonna be a mustache cast, and then we're
This
gonna
is-
go.
I mean, look at Jason. He shaved like 2 hours before this podcast.
I know. Look at that shit. You don't have to look at her camera. It's harder to see over there.
You're wrong.
I don't. She pointed it. I had to go that way. I don't know. But
I don't know.
Ohio is my American home. I've been there.
I'm never gonna
Several
get to my
times.
week.
No, you're done.
No, that's it, Steve.
I played games. I played games. I played games.
Hey, Steve.
What's
Welcome
up?
to the show. Can you
Hey.
participate a little? We've been trying to get you to talk about your week now, and it's just ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
you
great.
really need to pay attention. Stop playing those games.
So, what have I been playing?
I don't know. You haven't told us.
Oh, okay. I did try the split-second demo that
And?
Paz liked and he bought. I liked it, but same fears that you guys have talked about. I don't think it's got enough depth to really keep me. But I was telling Jason, I sent him a message. I played it, and I immediately thought what that would be perfect for if they were still popular. A 4-player arcade game. Like the 4 seat race car arcade games, that would be awesome in an arcade.
I miss those.
yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Split second would be absolutely perfect in a arcade. But anyways,
You'll see that in like 20 years. It'll be like
no,
it'll be like one of classic arcades. This is what people used to play.
Oh, Jason was totally depressed when our nephew Zach, he saw one of those arcade games where it's like the tabletop is the screen and you sit on you sit on one side and the other person sits on the other. And what did he say? He called it.
It was old-fashioned arcade.
No, it was
some
worse. It was I'm blanking on the word. When furniture's really old.
old timey.
Antique.
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 Yeah,
He
antique.
called it an antique.
That's awesome.
Wow.
But that's a good point, Steve. Like that's gonna be gone. People won't remember that, and that's an amazing experience.
It'd be like
And
those kids from Back to the Future. You have to use your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Wild Gunman.
When I was little, I remember Atari, and we would go to my mom's friend's house, and we would hang out, and we would all sit in the living room and wait our turns and cheer each other on to play Frogger and Pac-Man and Q*bert and Space Invaders and Donkey Kong, and it was just these games just got more frantic and frantic and frantic, and you would cheer each other on, and it was so social, and it's just different now.
Yep. I've also been playing, tried out the Skate 3 demo. I haven't played a whole lot of it though. I just was doing a little training thing. I couldn't quite get out of that before my kids wanted to watch the TV. But I will say I'm definitely tempted to buy that game. I love the first Skate, and the graphics are much better in this one, and it runs so much smoother. I just love the controls of that game, so I'm going to check out the rest of the demo, and I'm very tempted to pick that up. I may end up pulling a Jason and trading in my PSP. Since I don't play it. I also, the big day for me, I played Super Street Fighter 4 with my new fight stick parts, and I actually won 3 rounds in a row the other day. It was awesome.
You must be good now.
I think I am now. Not really. I'm still not fantastic, but it was just amazing. I was using the matchmaking system that they have on there, that you can sit there and play the arcade, and then as it finds someone who is looking for a game that is near your rank, it'll automatically throw them in the game. That works beautifully. I think it's a lot like the BattleNet stuff that like you guys were talking about earlier, matching people up for like the dungeon finder and all that good stuff. But it is awesome.
How often during would it be like every other match they would throw someone at you?
I have not made it. I think I've played on the arcade with the matchmaker thing turned on probably 3 times, two or three times. I have never gotten past the first round because it always keeps putting people and puts challengers in.
That's good.
Yeah, it is constant. Like there's been a lot of matches where it'll be on the splash screen with just my character and whoever the computer opponent is, and it says boom, new challenger. That's that often that it finds you somebody else, and it really does a very good job of matching up with a human who's about your skill, because they have this pretty in-depth ranking system that actually gives you points up for your wins, and then if you lose, it takes some points away off of this one bracket. I'm not exactly sure how it does the whole leveling thing. Like I'm still a rank D. Like the one I had the 3-peat the other day, the first 2 people that I beat were both rank D, but then the third person actually threw me a rank C player, and I actually barely beat him. I was like hand shaking, like George Costanza standing up and just walking out of the room. Like that was my high point. I'm
Good
done.
night, everybody.
Yeah, I seriously did. I was like, I ain't playing in because that's enough. That's awesome. But
if it's anything like the BattleNet matchmaking system, it's once you start consistently beating the D rank, it'll start pushing you against the C rank, which obviously you barely beat him. If you beat a couple of C rank, it'll move you into the C rank, assuming that you're of high enough skill and so on and so forth. So like I had a friend in BattleNet that literally on purpose threw out his rank. There's like 4 different leagues, like copper, bronze, silver, platinum. Mm-hmm. He threw his matchmaking things on purpose, purposely lost, killed himself, and it only took him 30 games to go from the very, very bottom of the rankings all the way into the top league.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So, I mean, he's good, but I mean, the fact that the matchmaking is that well made.
Wow.
If it's anything like that, like where it gives you the points based on your wins versus whatever, rank of stuff like that, the matchmaking is much better.
Cool.
In games like that.
Awesome. Also played some TF2 actually the other day. I played 1 round of Team Fortress 2, and we need to start doing that again.
Yeah, we do. I totally agree.
Sure. Especially with Engineer Update like somewhere around the corner.
Oh man, I don't even know what they're doing. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm looking forward to seeing how that
I hope
affects the whole game.
I hope they get mech warriors. That'll be sweet. Dude, an engineer jumps into like a robot, starts running around like killing shit. That'd be sweet.
But yeah, we're probably gonna start setting up a day. I don't know exactly. We'll talk about it maybe on the next show. We'll announce what days we're gonna do it, or however we're gonna set that up. But it's definitely brought me back into it a little bit, playing that 1 round. Also been playing Star Trek Online, but I haven't got a chance to play a whole lot of that because I've been spending more time on Red Dead Redemption. That game is awesome. I'm about 4.5 or 5 hours into it last I checked. And with that, I think there was a percentile thing on there, and I think it said 15%, that it was 15% complete at about 4.5 hours in. So.
But usually with Rockstar, that doesn't actually correlate to story completed. It's everything. Yeah.
Okay. See, yeah. I've never actually completed any Grand Theft Auto Rockstar game. This one's actually grabbing me more than any other Rockstar game has.
Yeah, me too.
I've never, GTA 4 was close to being, down that line. I followed the story on GTA 4 for quite a while, but still it got to this point where it's like, all right, I'm just going to dick around now. But I don't know. We'll see how Red Dead Redemption goes. There's some things that I don't quite like about it. Some of the controls I think are wonky, like the weapon selection I think is really dumb that they have you click on the left trigger and then rotate on the right stick. It would feel more natural if I was doing that all on my left hand or all on my right hand. I don't know, just kind of goofy. And but no, the fucking Deadeye thing is awesome though. I love that.
Me too. And one of the big things, me versus the old other Rockstar games, were the hero is much more likable in this game. And I like how he's got a kind of a nice swagger and it kind of fits the Western vibe that you actually don't feel like this guy's a complete asshole like the other GTA games.
But yeah, that game is awesome. I like the all this like side game stuff, like the you can skin animals and like all the costumes and stuff that you can get in the game. You actually have to complete various tasks in order to get that costume unlocked. Some things like bother me, like I think I mentioned on Twitter today that like the skinning thing, that animation to skin things or the animation to loot bodies after you kill someone, you get the same animation like every time and you have to see it every time. It's like, can you not just turn that off?
Yeah.
I don't know. It gets kind of old. But yeah, you've been playing poker though, haven't you?
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the game actually so far. I played a lot of poker games over the internet and different actual games, and they have a thing where you can buy into poker and get a game going. The one nice thing I like about that poker is it doesn't seem rigged. There's so many mini games within games of poker that seem like the computer is totally trying to screw you. Right. And I really like there that you can jump in, you can play a little bit of poker. You feel like you have pretty good odds, and you can bow out at any time. So you can go in there, play some poker. If you're up ahead, you can quit without any penalty. And that's been what I've been I sent you a message. That's what I've been doing for probably the majority of my time there, which is kind of sad, but it's pretty cool.
Is there any role playing for that? Like, one of the guys you're playing with is getting annoyed that you're winning so much or anything like that?
Unfortunately, no.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been.
I haven't played any of the poker yet, but I have been playing, I did play a couple games of the horseshoes. Did you play any horseshoes?
No, but I just thought of. You can get some suits that will give you a bonus in poker, and if you equip them and go play certain matches, they'll help you. But I haven't really tried that out yet.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. There's one suit that lets you get into a high stakes game.
Yeah.
Like big money game, and I don't know all the details, but.
Oh, were we talking about horseshoes?
Oh yeah,
poker.
Horseshoes. There's a horseshoes game, and that thing is freaking hard, man. At least I found it to be hard. There you have to like.
You ever played horseshoes in real life?
Yeah, well, I'd rather play it in real life after playing it in the game.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad, but it's just trying to control the strength of your arm throw with the stick, moving it back and like up and down, it's kind of tricky to me at least. But I'm sure there's other people.
It is tricky.
It is.
Stick up and down.
Up and down. Anyways, that game is pretty righteous. Can't wait to get a few more hours into it and see where the story goes. Some really neat moments in that game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also really looking forward to checking out the multiplayer on it, but I can't seem to...
The multiplayer with the stick?
With the stick up and down. I can't seem to bring myself to play any of the multiplayer yet until at least I'm done.
You're into the single player stick?
I'm into the single player stick. Up and down.
Like playing with yourself.
Yeah. With your
Is it
stick.
well lubed?
How much more obvious do we need to make this?
I get it. I get it. He's talking about masturbating.
Yes.
The stick is your
Oh,
penis.
is that what we're talking about?
Oh,
we are now.
I thought it was his vagina.
Ha ha ha.
And the stick was like a fruit.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Wow.
Anyways. But also real quick, on the iPod I've been playing Fly Kiwi Fly. I put a little review up on the site for that. And I think I'm pretty much done with that because I did actually complete the game. I did actually make it all the way to the shuttle launch in there, but if you read the review you'll understand what I'm talking about. And I also bought Angry Birds. and that thing is
It's a good game.
fucking addictive.
Yeah.
Best shitter game ever.
My hands are shaking, my lonely arms aching, my heart is breaking, and it's killing me by degrees.
So, are we going to go over the massively multiplaying stuff, or are we just going to go into emails?
No, because I had some stuff.
Oh, what stuff? Oh, you did? Okay, hold on.
Oh, don't skip shit.
See, I was going to talk about the advanced class. Does anybody here actually know what's going on with the advanced class system?
I know. I don't even know what I'm doing at level 4. So, no.
It is a complete mystery to me.
I am willing to recognize that there probably is an advanced class system, but...
No, for Tor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Star Trek Online.
No, for SWTOR.
Still a complete mystery to me.
In that case, I am
No matter
level
what you're
0.
talking about. It's a complete mystery to me.
Yeah.
I put it on there. I put it on there with intent to read into it, and then I never had time.
There's nothing to read into. All that is like you have a smuggler, and then that branches off into 2 different classes, just like any other MMO you've ever played where you have a tree system, and you're either,
Okay, so there wasn't anything special with it?
No, not that they've announced it. Everything they've said so far leads me to believe that it is a tree system.
Yeah.
It's a spec system. You're a cleric, but are you going smiter holy?
Gotcha.
It's not that big of a deal.
The more I hear about...
And I may be wrong, but they haven't announced anything to make me think that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's all there is in our
no, I have a
the
whole
Old
bunch.
Republic news.
Oh,
and then there are the Old Republic news. We want to just skip the Warhammer thing because, again, I didn't get a chance to read it.
I didn't read it either, and I would have read it. I'm interested in it, but you guys aren't playing it, so I'm not going to play it if you guys aren't.
No, I meant to read into it because I still got my account. I was going to check out the end game stuff. I was actually thinking about getting on my Ironbreaker and seeing what that whole shebang was about, but I have not had a chance to read. So
yeah, I'm still paying for my account because I'm not going to close up on them because that's the game I want to play. So
cool. So I'll cut that out and we'll maybe talk about it next
that was
week
awkward.
after we.
Yeah. So World of Warcraft. The one thing I did want to kind of touch base on, we had talked a while ago about the WoW auction house going to the iPhone, and there was just a little blurb on that on slidetoplay.com today that it said the app will allow players to browse, buy, and sell goods from their handset, building upon the already existing Armory app to serve up a marketplace that anyone can view, but only subscribers for a fee of $2.99 a month can actually utilize. So upon, getting the actual app, you actually have to pay $2.99 a month for the iPhone app to keep using it. And then you're paying for the subscription for a while. But a lot of people are going to do it, so they're going to make a killing.
They'll spend $20 on a horse.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a terrible, terrible idea.
I wouldn't mind if it was a $2.99 to buy the app, but that it's $2.99 a month, that's ridiculous. I would not pay for that.
Well, for me, it's not even the fact that they're charging for it. Even if it were free, I'd be against it. And the reason why is there are people who play that auction house like it's the freaking stock market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to me, that's sort of against the spirit of what I'd like the game to be, which is, I put up my stuff for sale, I make a nice profit, whatever. But there are some people, and all they do is they cruise those auction houses. They'll buy up like every item of a certain kind and then immediately jack that up, twice the amount and control the entire market. And it's just going to promote that.
I see that point of view, but for me, like as a casual player, I would think like, okay, I'm out to dinner. I know my auctions, like, I put up 10 things. I know 5 of them are going to relapse, but I'm out to dinner. I've got plans. I'm not going to play when I get home. I'm going to bed. I have 5 minutes here. I can quickly go on my iPhone and, handle that, but not for $3 more a month after a subscription.
Yeah. I mean, that's that insult to injury there too.
Like for the casual players who, like for me, like it appeals to, but not when, the cost of it doesn't make it casual.
Yeah, I agree with Tiden, or I think his real name is Dean in the chat room there, that it's it's going to bring a bit of Eve.
Can't get my yeah. Go ahead.
It's going to bring a bit of Eve.
Yeah, into the game, which I think that's great for Eve because that's the type of game that is from the beginning. But with WoW, I think there's a bit more of a low-key, casual sort of feel about that game, and this is just going to allow guys who rule those auction houses professionally to totally take advantage of them. So I'm not too cool with it, but just proves that WoW can do anything, Blizzard can do anything and make money with it, which, I don't know. Hey, if they can do it, why wouldn't they?
There's a market.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, with Blizzard and the whole MMO, the new MMO IP, there's nothing obviously substantiated, but supposedly there is a FPS MMO in the works with under somewhere in EA, something like that. Do you think Blizzard would be working on that? I mean, I don't see that as their style, but I mean,
they're not with EA.
Right,
I'm sorry,
Activision.
not EA, Activision.
Oh.
Whatever it is.
Well, wasn't there already a rumor going around of a Call of Duty MMO?
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, they had talked about that a couple of years ago, a year or two ago.
Yeah, but it couldn't be that because Blizzard's already stated that's a new IP. So, I mean, I wouldn't be not entirely unthinkable that they would be doing an first-person shooter MMO, but it wouldn't be that. But I don't know.
I don't know, just curious.
Do we want to talk any more about Star Trek Online, or we cover it?
Star Pants Online.
There was something I just noticed that they were planning as well, was the user-created content, like a system implemented that in City of Heroes, for example, there's
the
architect system.
People are dumb.
No. There are bad missions and stuff that you get, right? But what happens is only the good content that gets rated well and all that stuff is actually what is added. Only not everyone gets to play the user-created content right off the bat as soon as you create it. It's tested for a short while and people rate it and stuff, and then it gets published into the game. Gotcha. That's the way it worked in City Heroes. Like, originally they let everyone create everything and it'd be like fucking random and it was terrible. And then they're like, hey, wait a second, we should like rate this before we publish it because this is getting pretty bad. Anyway, so they're going to do that in Star Trek Online, apparently.
Really?
User-generated content. How would you rank against a persistent sector PvP game against fleet starbases and stuff like that? Basically, they're looking at that kind of stuff, like really expanding the content of the game by user-created things. Also, in Season 2, which I think timetable in the notes says November, is the full interior of your ship, the third faction. The third faction, I'm sorry, was in Season 3. Never mind. Just kidding. Anyway. Oh, and bumping up the level cap back, I think, up to 50. Or 50
What
or
is it
60.
right now? I don't even
40.
know.
Technically, it's 45.
Oh.
But City Heroes started out as like 35 or 40, ended up being 50.
Yep.
So it's not really unusual for Cryptic to do.
Gotcha.
But a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. I want to see the inside of my ship.
That is coming in...
Yes, I do too.
That is coming in November in ship interiors.
I wonder if they'll fix the scale. I know that the one time I did the demo, the scale of the inside was completely off. It felt like ginormous with these tiny little desks and chairs in the middle of it all.
Yeah, the bridge seems a little spacious.
Yeah.
Dude, do you have any idea how big these starships are, really?
No, but have you ever watched the series? There wasn't like a huge amount of space and like these 20-foot walls. I mean, they were somewhat well, like everything in the bridge had a purpose.
Yeah. Whereas here it felt like a ballroom with like little desks. It just didn't seem right.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bored. I'm bailing.
Nah, all right.
Station.
Before you leave me, baby, you better sit yourself down and think a while.
You wanted to jump into listener feedback?
I do, because
I kind of do.
I know we have one good one, and I've heard stories that we have multiple good ones. So.
We have a lot of emails, and we even have an iTunes review.
I love that.
Yeah, don't ya?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the iTunes review first, and it's by our own Tedden.
I know that guy.
AKA Dean, who actually wrote a post on the blog for us recently. So go check that out. It's about his playing of Star Trek Online. Imagine that. His iTunes review reads as such: hilarious podcast with a twist of lime. Multiplaying is quite possibly my favorite podcast of all time. It's not only a podcast, but an entire gaming community filled with some of the nicest people I've ever met on the internet. And they're freaking hilarious. Multiplaying discusses games of all genres and embraces every gaming platform out there: PCs, consoles, handhelds, the liquor cabinet, you name it. The hosts have been podcasting and gaming together for quite some time, and their camaraderie shows with every single episode. So what have you been drinking and playing? Grab a beer, pull up a seat, and get ready to have some fun, down-to-earth gaming talk with Multiplaying.
Thanks, Dean.
I appreciate the lies. I do. Thank you.
They just
like
bleed
that.
through.
Yeah.
Right through your teeth.
We like when people lie about us.
Yeah, I'll take the complimentary lies.
But we also have emails. Yay! The first one, we have an email from Bass Hammer. It says, so I finished Fable 2. I enjoyed it, but but the ending seemed rather calm. The ending options were also rather wonky. I'm not sure how bringing people back that have been dead for decades can be considered good. It really would be rather impractical when people come back after 10 years to find out that their life is now gone. It isn't like the spouse would wait that long to see if you happen to get resurrected. Anyway, the dog lived and the sister got dragged along in the deal. Thanks for the recommendation on Dragon Age. Started playing that. I'm enjoying the world. Man, I can't read tonight.
No, you're
I'm
not
not
good.
enjoying. I know. I suck.
You need to stop drinking so much.
Yeah. Diet Coke.
Apparently you're an idiot.
Harsh.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start that paragraph over.
Okay.
Thanks for the recommendation on Dragon Age. Started playing that and I'm enjoying the world. I'm not enjoying that my character is comprised of about 20 stats, items that have about 5 stats, and NPC characters need to be programmed.
Ouch.
Dear Lord, I would prefer a level of detail like Mass Effect 2 versus this accounting nightmare.
Yeah.
I just can't ignore numbers, so I feel the urge to pay attention to them. I kind of sort of started blogging on games on Buzz, ease of access wins. I count that one as a bad influence, and we'll link to his little Buzz account for y'all.
Nice.
So
cool.
Anyway, keep up the drunken banner, Bass Hammer.
Aside from your horrible reading of that email, it was a great email, and I would tend to agree. Like, I can't stand when I'm playing. Like, the thing I loved about like finishing KOTOR was like how I could auto level people up. I don't want to pay attention to every single little thing every single person in my party is doing. I don't even play with like half the people that join your group. So I just want to know the story. I'm not into the actual, absolute micromanagement of the whole deal. And yeah, I think that would bug me in Dragon Age. Is it really that bad?
I'm actually on the other side of it. I'm on the other side of it because I love managing when the AI.
Yeah, you are incredibly annoying. Yeah.
Pretty much. That's pretty much me right there. Incredibly annoying. Bam, there it is. Shazam.
Right.
Oh, and this just in 5 minutes ago in the email. I have an email from Rare. It says, Dear Ab, in regards to episode 32, says Fable 2 is horrible. The original is amazing. That is all.
You're wrong, sir.
Oh, that's good feedback to our listeners. Do you guys want to finish commenting on Bass Hammer before we go on to the next email?
Well, I think
I do want to comment that.
Let Grok talk.
I'm sorry, that name is badass. So
you're not Grok.
Bass Hammer is
you're not
badass.
Grok.
That is a badass name.
That's delicious bass.
With Dragon Age.
That's dramatic.
It's great bass.
Yes.
With Dragon Age, you can ignore the gameplay pretty well. You don't have to program or pre-program most of those classes. You do have to kind of watch them as they level up and put your points into the proper skills and stuff. So there is a little bit of micromanagement there, but I completely ignored all of the sort of if-ands, if characters are below 50%, cast the spell, all that kind of stuff. You can do that, and it's there if you want to do it, but don't feel like you have to. The game actually plays really well without it. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have one more email before we call it a night on this thing, and it's from Slayin, also known as Scott. Hi, Scott.
Hey, Slane.
Hey, Slayin.
Scott.
I'm going to say it Slayin, because he's slaying fools. Anyways, hey, Multiplaying crew and the idiot Steve. Just wanted to start off by saying I love the podcast. The lighthearted comedy and banter makes me think that I'm hanging out with a bunch of half-lit friends talking about what we love.
That's a great start.
Yes. Thank you. Anyway, I am Sergeant First Class in the U.S. Army Infantry. What this means in plain English is that I am a platoon sergeant with responsibilities that cause me to work around 12 to 14 hours a day. This isn't normal, but it's a new unit with tons of new privates that need a ton of work to get stood up and working like it should. On top of that, I have been married for 12 years and have 3 kids. I am a gamer at heart. I taught myself to code in C with a goal of creating Xbox Live indie games, and I have been MMOing since the days of The Realm and Asheron's Call. My question to you guys is, what games would you recommend for getting my gaming fix in the hour or so of free time that I get a day? It's getting crazy to balance being... I have to reread that.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy to balance being a hard-like woodpecker-lipped, steely-eyed warrior, father, husband, and gamer. Matter of fact, I am considering running to Mexico just so I can get my me time and satisfy my gaming fix. I'm typing this from a training exercise in the woods in Kentucky on my BlackBerry, so if it's all jacked up, blame it on 6 hours of sleep that I've got in the last 4 days. Thanks, Slayin.
Total respect for what you do, by the way.
Oh my God, yes.
You're the man. Thank you.
I would recommend, what was the blog not too long ago? They did, he had an idea for a gaming addiction clinic, and when you went there, you actually got to play for 2 weeks
Oh
straight.
yeah, that was awesome.
And, yeah, was it Hardcore Gamer or?
That's right.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
Hardcore Gamer. It was somebody I had never read before.
Oh,
but I can't remember
read
it.
them and I like them. But anyway, it was awesome. Like you go to the institute to get rid of your gaming addiction, but what you really do is play hardcore for 2 weeks straight, nothing but whatever video game you want to play. And then when you go back, of course, you're fine then because you got your gaming fix.
Yeah.
And it's just your gaming vacation once a year where you can do that. And that's what you need to do, sir.
And then you
Someone
relapse.
needs to invent this. Well, yeah, every year you go and you get, that's your gaming. Gamers need a vacation if you can't really game throughout the year.
That's right.
I've got a game I'm going to suggest, Torchlight. Torchlight is awesome for being able to get in and play for an hour and get a quick fix, and you get some loot, and you'll get to save your progress as you go, and I think that'd be a perfect game for you to jump in on when you have some time.
And it's super cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you've got some shitty laptop that you have to bring with you, it's actually got a netbook mode that would allow you to play at very low resolution. So yeah, totally the game for you.
Oh, and well, I guess it probably wouldn't be for short periods, but when it comes out, Elemental should be able to even run on just about anything that's on the market. So, but I'm not sure if that's really a good pick up and play game. Has anybody else got it? What?
Is League of Legends, how would that do? For pickup?
Well, it's not. It's a good pick up and play game if you have an hour.
That's what he said. He said he had an hour, about an hour every day.
Okay, well there you go.
Way to pay attention, Paz.
I don't even know why I'm here. I should just put a picture of me on the screen and then let you berate the picture, and I'll go play video games.
Picture of the booty stapled to the hamper, and then a picture of your face on the other side of the screen. We'd be fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just the booty, really.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
Really,
That's what we want to see.
We do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right. I'll work on that for next podcast.
Anybody else have a suggestion for him?
I do not, because when I game, I do tend to chunk off lots of time, and if I know I don't have much time, then I play stupid 5-minute games on the iPhone.
In the chat, Rare actually has one we didn't think of, TF2. If you can get internet.
Oh yeah.
And TF2 runs on pretty much anything out there, and it's very quick. You can get a 10-15 minute game in. I did the other day, and it was fun as hell for a quick 15-minute hit.
There you go.
Good suggestion.
What about Jay? Jay, you didn't chime in there. You got nothing?
I agree with everything.
Yeah, there you go.
What they said.
Slane is actually in the chat room, and he says he does have the orange box, but he hasn't played TF2. I would do that. Check it out.
Yeah.
Play TF2.
Like that, sir. You can kill me lots and lots of times. I think we're wrapped up. Now we're
Audio Surf. Audio
Right.
Surf would be a good game.
Oh, Audio Surf is fun. If you just want to listen to some music and putz around, yeah, that's fun.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bumper contest.
Oh yeah, what did we
Yes.
agree on the prize? Did we set on
Yes.
that? We're okay. Here's the prize for the bumper contest that we kind of announced last week week before that. If you send in a bumper for Multiplaying, which is something like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so from such and such," either a blog or game or whatever, and you are listening to Multiplaying, or you can get creative, whatever, if you're talented in the audio realm, email it to either multiplaying@gmail.com or zelly.cot@gmail.com, and you'll be entered into the contest. And currently what you will win is either one of two things, either a copy of Star Trek Online through Steam, or did we find out, if they already own Star Trek Online, can we pay for or send them game cards or something like that? Send them, so that if they already own it, we would just pay for the equal value of months then.
Apparently there are time cards that we could purchase and send the
So
codes
is
to
it
people.
that would be 2 months then we would pay for
Right.
if they won. Okay, and how you win is we pick you at random. We're not going to play favorites or, make this big judgment call. This is the
Right.
best one. Oh my God. No,
All the people that put bumpers in will
you
be
got
put
an
in
equal shot.
a jaunty hat, and that whatever name gets pulled out,
You get it.
that's it.
I mean, what if it's terrible though? The worst bumper ever. The
Doesn't
one
matter,
I sent
because
in.
we love you all.
Yeah, they're all good.
Sweet.
Like-
Sweet. I'll
like
get
you're
2
saying,
more
like,
months.
it's
I'll get
like
2
the
more
worst
months of my
bumper.
lifetime.
And if
You've been listening to Multiplaying, and my ass is riddled with pox.
I actually like that one. That would be hilarious.
Multiplaying will give you scabies.
And if you don't like Star Trek Online, or you already bought it and you don't want a subscription, guess what? You don't have to take the prize. You can
You
just
have to enter her. That's kind of your
Yeah.
fault. This one's kind of on you.
you could still send in a bumper because you love us and just say, you know what, give the prize to someone else. And then if we draw your name, we'll just go on to someone else.
Rock on.
Yeah. Do us a favor, man. We want some bumpers. We want to promote you. 'Cause
Yeah.
Don't be that guy who enters the contest and wins. It's I don't want any of that.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was gonna make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are gonna die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
Dead Workers Party Network. Babies. Fun to make, fun to eat.